Hello guys, how you doing today? So I'm on my way to the airport to pick somebody special. I will not tell you who the person is. You will soon see the person because we'll do video together once I pick him. Okay, but how you guys doing? So tell me your name and the city in the world you're joining me from. I'd like to meet you better. Your name and the city you're joining me from. So it's good to see you all, and Happy New Year once again. Happy New Year. God bless you. Welcome. So as you're joining, tell me your name and your city. In this 20 minutes, I just want to share why only risk takers become rich. Most of you know my story. I was born, my mother was a civil servant. My father's business had crumbled before I was born. So I was born from a very poor family. And one thing that is key, Shola from Dallas, the best city in the world. Okay, welcome. I can see from Lagos, a lot of you joining different parts of the world. Welcome. But at some point I started researching when I got tired of poverty, and I wanted to understand how wealth is built and how to become wealthy. One of the research I did was that I discovered that rich people are not smarter. Rich people are not wiser. I've seen so many foolish rich people in my life. Okay? Quite foolish. But one thing I discovered about wealthy people is that they are bold and they are risk takers. And this is the reasons why, how many of you notice professors are poorer than dropouts? In other words, dropouts are richer than their professors. Who understand what I'm talking about? If you understand, just type, I understand, I comprehend. For example, who was Bill Gates' professor? How come Bill Gates became far richer than the professor that taught him in school, even though he had to drop out? Who was Mark Zuckerberg's professor in Harvard? Okay? And he had to drop out as well. How rich are those professors? Right? Who was Elon Musk's professor when he also dropped out for his PhD? How rich are those professors? The difference is that those professors have refused, okay, to take risk. Okay? They are not going to take risk. They will rather teach you the theory, and of course you get result for the theory. But you that you're willing to go ahead and take risk, you get a better result. And that's just how life works. I did an interview today on TV here in Houston. And as soon as I uploaded the interview, every of my friends started calling me. And the first thing they said is that we have been in Houston for 15 years. Some of them said we've been in Houston for 20 years. Okay, we've never appeared on TV. Okay, you are just about starting your expansion here in the US, and they're hosting you on TV. Like, how did you do it? You take risk. I got a PR company that sent my profile to all the radio stations and TV stations. So somebody else won't do that. It's a risk. The highest they will have said no. We don't want to host someone like you. Right? Go back to your shit old country. Like Donald Trump would say. But the good scenario is that they could say, hey, wow, we love your story. In fact, I remember the producer said we had been looking for somebody who would talk on finance, in the new year, how people should. So when we saw your profile, we felt this was good. We needed to have this man on our show. So take risk. Everybody type, I will take risk in 2024. Come on, everybody, I want you to type it. I will take risk in 2024. Let me warn you, not all the risk will work out. Some of the risk you will take will mess up, and be ready to suffer the consequences as well. So it's not all risk that will work out. I've lost money. Recently, I lost almost $1 million in a property deal in Dubai. Okay? But does that mean I should give up and say, oh, you know, I lost money, I'll never do real estate again? No. Instead of that, I'm starting another new project. That's it. So it's important to know. Of course, I'm asking myself, what are the lessons from the previous one? What are the things to avoid? What are the things not to do? What did I learn from? What was the mistake I made in dealing with the partner that caused me to make such a loss? Yes, I'm learning. And let me share with you one of the lessons I learned. And this will help a lot of you who are watching, because in future, if you get to meet me, and I'm very, very careful, you'll not be wondering what's wrong with this man, right? Experience has taught me. And one of the lessons I learned from losing almost $1 million to a property deal in Dubai is this. I hear this. Are you ready for it? I want you to type it once you hear this. Never partner with someone that does not have something to lose. Let me say that again. Never partner with people or someone, an individual that does not have something to lose. A lot of us go into partnership with people that if the deal goes bad, they will disappear. I hope you know what I'm talking about, right? If the thing goes bad, these are people who can just jump on the next flight. In fact, they can jump out like we use in Nigeria. So it's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning. Do business with people that have something to lose if it goes bad. People who have their own reputation to protect. People who have, you know, something dear to them. So they will deal with you with integrity, even if it's not because they want to have integrity, but because they don't want to soil their name. Deal with people whose name is bigger than the transaction involved. I hope this makes sense, guys. If it makes sense, type makes sense. Because what I've noticed is that when people approach me with all this, oh, Dr. Stephen, help us, you know, you are a mentor, you are a guy, we are small boys, we are learning from you, right? And then you too want to behave like Jesus. Like I remember, I'll never forget the story. When somebody says, I am not Jesus Christ. I did not die on the cross of Calvary for you. And that is very true. A lot of us unconsciously, we have what we call the savior syndrome, unknowingly. Just out of maybe people didn't help us when we were starting. I have that problem. Because I struggled to get help when I was starting life and business. Most people weren't going to help me. So today when people approach me, help me please, I'm young, I'm starting, I get to rush to say, oh, this looks like me. When I started, nobody helped me. And I have been beaten, black and blue. I've been burnt. Because such individuals who claim they are just starting life and they needed my help and they don't have any background, what happened is many of them don't have anything to lose. So you stick your own reputation, you stick your own name, you stick your integrity for these people, okay? Because you want to help, because, oh, you remember how you two started in a very small way. And what do you eventually get at the end of the day? They create a mess. They disappear. Nobody is even asking about them. It is you they are asking about. I remember a particular transaction, okay? And I made sure that every single investor dealt directly with this gentleman who walked up to me. Dr. Stephen, I'm about losing my job, okay? can you help me sell my properties here in Dubai? And I felt, well, but the company you work for, they don't have a big name, help me, I'll lose my job with this company. And I brought investors to do business with this gentleman. Before we say Jack Robinson, over $5 million property bought from this young man to help his career. Okay? The last set of units, about almost $1 million. Apparently, again, like I told you, I just told the investors pay directly to him and his company. And some of those investors paid to him because they didn't have the local, Dubai money. So he will say, okay, pay me Naira, I'll change the money and I'll pay to my company. He was working for a company, he didn't own the company. But I didn't know the owners of the company, I only know him. And I told my investors, invest with him. At the end of the day, investors did not get their money, they did not get the property. Meanwhile, we've done like $5 million that there was no issue. But this last set, almost $1 million had issues. Now, guess who everybody is coming after? Oh, Dr. Stephen, we didn't know this guy. It is you we know. Now, they didn't even pay a dime to my own pocket, to my account, not one kobo. But it is me that had something to lose. Now you see why I said, one of the lessons I've learned, don't go into partnership with people who don't have something to lose. Because they will leave you hanging and dry. They will disappear and there's nothing you can do. But having said that, you must still take a risk. Come on, everybody type, I will take risk. Because that's what we're learning today. Why only risk takers become rich? Because people always ask, Dr. Stephen, you keep doing investment, you keep doing businesses, don't you lose money? I lose, that's why I just told you one now. But I learned from it, but I still take the next risk. Because only those who take risks will be rich. I have a powerful popular quote. Any money you have, if you hate what is in your current bank account, it means you are not taking enough risk. Let me say that again. If your current bank account, your bank balance, is not good, it means you are not taking enough risk. I hope this is making sense, right? If your current bank balance is not something you like, it means you are not taking enough risk. The question is why? You know why? Because money is a reward for risk taken. I hope this makes sense at all. Let me say that again. Money is a reward for risk taken. Again, money is a reward for risk taken. Meaning, if you didn't take the risk today, you will not have more money tomorrow. So you have to ask yourself, what are the type of risk I need to start taking? How do I take them quickly? But having said that, it's also important that you take something we call calculated risk. Can anybody guess how to take a calculated risk? I need somebody to guess. Okay, there are a few ways. I probably will share with you 2 or 3 ways to take calculated risk. Risk, no doubt, and you need to know that. Calculated or no calculated, risk is still risk. Okay? Calculated or not, risk is still risk. But how do you then take calculated risk? Anybody who wants to try? Anyone? How do you take calculated risk? I want to get response. Come on, guys, talk to me. How do you take calculated risk? Sean says evaluate. Well, that's one, but not. I mean, you can evaluate. In fact, sometimes the evaluation is the reason why a lot of you won't take risk, right? Because the evaluation leads you to something called analysis that leads to paralysis. Because there is no opportunity that when well analyzed, no matter how good the opportunity is, it eventually looks like a bad deal. Okay? Let me say that again. In fact, opportunity come in rag clothes. That's why most people don't wear it. That's why most people don't recognize opportunity. Opportunity don't always look at opportunity. It always look like a problem. It always look like something terrible. And so a lot of people are suffering from what we call analysis leading to paralysis, because they over-evaluate, over-review. At the end of the day, they are convinced they should never try it. Meanwhile, that may be the opportunity that will change their life. Remember, in every man's promised land, there are giants. I've shared this several times. We listen to the story of the children of Israel, right? They sent 12 spies, and then 10 came back and said, we are like grasshopper before them. And I've always said that, what were they expecting? People who have been, the Bible says the land was like a milk flowing, the land was flowing with milk and honey. So people who have been eating milk and honey for the years, what do you expect them to look like? Right? If somebody is taking milk and honey, he obviously will be a giant. So definitely, you know, this is part of over-analyzing, right? Document the deal, ask for references. Trust me, many of such has been done, and people still end up losing. Okay? So thank you all for your attempts. Number one, I want to share with you to do calculated risk. Number one principle is to get the knowledge of the investment before the investment. Understand and study the business. So a friend of mine, please can you type it? Everybody help me type it, right? Get the knowledge of the investment before doing the investment. Everybody, I want you to type it. Number one way to take calculated risk: get the knowledge of the investment before doing the investment. That's number one. So I have this friend, you know, he just started doing real estate business in Nigeria, and you know, learned a few things from me and got a lot of knowledge, and he's based here in the US. So as soon as he started posting about land in Nigeria, guess what happened? All his aunties, all his relatives, everybody started calling him, be careful, oh, and he started giving him stories of so many people who lost their money doing land business in Nigeria. And as soon as they are done with their stories to discourage him, he would just burst into laughter and say, these people do not know that I so much did my research before starting the business. So I understand all the challenges, and I've figured out how to minimize and manage the difficulties. So in the end, he's bold like a lion. You see, the solution or the secret of being confident to do any business is knowledge. Your boldness will come from your knowledge. I'll give you a very practical story. I've been coming to the US in the last 8 years, right? And every time is for knowledge. I will come for seminars. Some of the meetings I go for, I'm the only black person. Black people don't pay for training. There was a training we went for with my wife. It cost us over $20,000. We were the only black, except for my business mentor and his wife, were the two black people. Okay, everybody won't come. Who will come and pay $20,000 for training? They won't do it, even if they have the money. They will tell you that Allah Majah. Right? Real estate here, people now are wondering, Dr. Stephen, oh, he's selling property in Atlanta. I'm selling property here and there. We're starting a new project, 40-acre property. They are wondering, like, how are you doing it? The secret is knowledge. I have paid one of my mentors here in America $50,000 to learn real estate from him. How to do real estate in America. I've been doing real estate course with Harvard University in the last 2 years. I just graduated. So because of the level of knowledge, I had to go from Grant Cardone to Robert Kiyosaki, and I paid wasn't mentor me for free. So with that level of quality knowledge about how real estate works in America, it was easy to be expanding and to even now dare 40-acre development that we're going to be building over 400 units in our KT property. That's what we're going to be doing, 400 units, over 400 units on a 40-acre, because the knowledge has been gotten. And even if I have challenge, I have mentors I can run to. And that leads me to number 2 way to take calculated risk. Have mentors that have better result than you. And I've said it over and over again. One of my major criteria for picking a mentor is that you must have a better result than I do in that field. So come on, everybody, let me type it. Number 2 way to take calculated risk. Have mentors who have better result than you in the field you are going into. Come on, everybody, type it. Have mentors who have better result than you in the field you are going into. For many years, I felt I only needed spiritual mentor. And you know, my own spiritual mentor is Bishop Oyedepo. So I just felt I didn't need any business mentor, right? I already have a spiritual mentor. And my business suffered for many years because of that move. Until I learned to now start going to business mentor who may not even believe that Jesus exists. You know, mentors who may be totally different from me. I'm very conservative. I remember hosting Robert Kiyosaki on my show one day for a conference, online conference. And the way he was using F word, in fact, at some point he was abusing Joe Biden. I felt like, oh God, have mercy on me. Hope I've not made mistake to have a guest now. His personality totally different from mine. I'm more conservative, I'm more nicer when I talk. But I have learned to know that has nothing to do with anything. Your mentor just needs to have results. He may not believe in what you believe. His personality may be different from yours. But look for a mentor that has better result than you and go and learn from them. It took me years to know this, that my mentor in business does not need to know anything about relationship. My mentor in business, because his business have come to learn from him or her. My mentor in business doesn't even need to believe in the God I believe in. Okay? And a lot of us who are from Africa, this is part of our problem, because we only want to pick people to mentor us that we like. We want people to mentor us who are like us. And sometimes you may not have people who have more result than you, okay, who are like you, or who think like you, or who talk like you. Sometimes they're totally different. And that's why they even have better results. Because some of your own cultures and nuances and behavior and mannerism, right, will not even help you. I'll give you an example. Because of my conservative culture, for many years, I didn't believe in advertising, marketing, PR. And it affected my business because my church background is, hey, be quiet, go just do things conservatively. Meanwhile, I was doing real estate business that required you to make some quality noise. That required you to show, I'm a very conservative person, even in my lifestyle, right? I don't wear designers, I don't live any ostentatious lifestyle. But over the years, as I started working with mentors, I realized that if you are selling real estate, you must look what you are selling, right? Hence, deciding to now live in Burj Khalifa and, having a driver and, having that kind of lifestyle, at least for the sake of those who want to invest with me, so that I can make them comfortable that their money and their investment is safe with me, okay? But if I didn't get mentors outside of my faith, I will still remain conservative, okay? And people will have concerns about, wanting to do business with me, because in their mind, are you sure that my money is safe with this person? Because it doesn't look, I even look younger. So people were, and it took me years to know this, that I needed to adjust that. I hope you've learned something today. If you have learned something, type I've learned. Your mentor doesn't have to speak in tongues. Some of the wealthiest and uncommon entrepreneurs are actually Muslims. Keep your eyes open and spot people to help you. Absolutely. They don't need to speak in tongues. They don't even need to believe God exists. Elon Musk does not even believe God exists. Okay? So if Elon Musk wants to help me now, I should say no. I mean, Grant Cardone is one of my mentors. He's a Scientologist. I'm not even sure what that is. But it's kind of Christianity is a different one. But it doesn't change that there's a lot to learn from him. And, you know, particularly in my own world of real estate. So, go for mentors that have results. I think that's the major criteria that your mentor need to have. They must have results than you do. The rest, you can figure it out. Okay? But once they have results than you do, there's a lot you can learn from them. There's a lot you can pick from them. Of course, you don't need to pick everything, but you can pick key things that will be instrumental to growing your wealth, to growing your business, to growing your career. Okay? I hope you learned something great from today's show. Like I said, I'm going to pick my guest from the airport. I intentionally refuse to tell you who my guest is, but don't worry, I'm doing another show very soon, and my guest will be in the video, and you will get to know who my guest is. So, Happy New Year once again. How many of you will type, I will take more risks in 2024? Come on, I want everybody to type it. I will take more risk in 2024. But I mean it. If you're serious about becoming wealthy, you have to be ready to take risk. No risk, no reward. Right? Stop envying people. You know, stop envying people. Ask, what is the risk they took? And are you willing to take that risk? It's as simple as ABC, right? A lot of us like to just envy and like, who is that guy? He must be using something. There must be something behind it. How come is this? How come is that? The same, you know, my lessons I've shared with many people. If you're not ready to take my risk, if you're not ready to sacrifice, if I don't envy me, envy my sacrifice. Okay? Envy the risk I've taken. And ask yourself whether you're willing to take the same. And that's the attitude to success in life. So stop envying people. Ask yourself, am I willing to take the risk they're taking? Am I willing to sacrifice the way they have sacrificed for what they've achieved or they're achieving? And once you analyze, you have to count the cost, right? This person I admire, what is the price this person is paying? What's the type of risk this person is taking? Am I willing to go that same journey, right? Once you do the analysis, then go ahead, go for it. And you'll see that you will get the same result, if not better result than they are getting. I love you all, and see you in the next few minutes, okay? With my guest that I'm picking up from the airport. By the way, don't forget we have a conference this Saturday. You don't want to miss the conference for anything in the world. It's a hybrid event, so you can attend from anywhere in the world, and you can also attend physically. And that is the Diaspora Real Estate Conference taking place in the Westin Houston Memorial City, and it's starting 11 a.m. Central Standard Time to 5 p.m. However, you can join us from anywhere in the world and be part of the event. It is not free. That's part of the risk you must take. Be ready to take risk to pay for knowledge. So send me a DM if you haven't gotten the link to register, or just go to the link www.stephenakintail.com/diaspora REC. Okay, www.stephenakintail.com/diaspora REC. Or just send me a DM right now, and I'll send you the link, and quickly go get your ticket. We have a few tickets left, so go get it, particularly those of you who want to come physically. So go get your ticket now, and again, start your year with knowledge, quality knowledge that has the capacity to change your financial destiny. For me, I've come this far because I invest in training. If you really want to know my secrets, you need to know how much I spend on training. You need to know. That's when you know. On training and mentorship. On sitting down. I sat down with somebody today for almost an hour. Yeah. When he was done with me, I was loaded. Asking questions about life. Please invest in getting quality knowledge, quality information that people that are ahead of you in a field know, and you'll get their result. It's easy. Okay? So send me a DM to get your own ticket. I love you all. God bless you. Good night.